Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda and Barker Kia.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time Sports. I'm your host Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad to be here in beautiful Ellendale. You can see how beautiful it is behind me. Ellendale Country Club, of course, our premier golf station here in Houma. But so very glad that Elite Workforce LLC has put on this wonderful tournament. Very excited that they bring to you the second annual Chip In for Water Safety. And this particular golf tournament is raising money for two of the really important areas of our community. It makes a difference for water safety, especially for kids. And so the money is going to go to the Riley Johns Blue Boot Foundation and Bayou Land YMCA's Little Floaters program. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about them a little bit later. And we have with us Kyle Falk and Matt Webb, both with Elite Workforce. And look, guys, this is so very exciting. Kyle, let's talk a little bit about how things have grown since last year.
Well, last year was our first year. We were contacted by Angie at the YMCA looking to put on a benefit to teach water safety to children, which they do a remarkable job at the YMCA. A lot of the gentlemen from LSU support the Blue Boot Foundation, so we decided to kind of commingle the two. And each year we donate 100% of the proceeds to both organizations.
Yeah, Kyle, it's very, very exciting. You talk about Gavin Dugai. He's been so very dedicated to our community. They were just telling me earlier about the fact that he has his own cleats made by Blue Boot that he has been wearing, and then he comes back and signs them and donates them. It's one of the things they're going to do right here in the middle of the two flights that they're doing. They're going to have an auction. They're going to auction off those signed cleats. The Gavin Dugai, who plays for the Washington Nationals, and so very exciting that he supports us down here, but he also gets to work with you guys on the off season, which is really, really cool. Matt, let's talk a little bit about what it takes to put on something like this.
Keith, there's a lot of moving parts,
right?
And we are very blessed to have a lot of great volunteers from the Blue Boot organization as well as the YMCA. Of course, all my coworkers and the owners of Elite, they support everything that we do. It's been a really hands-on event, right. Okay, and we couldn't have done it without all of the great help. We have a lot of people cooking on the holes from different companies in the community supporting us, as well as here by the tents. So yeah, nobody can take any credit on their own. It's definitely been a group effort.
Yeah, and it always is, and that's what Elite Workforce is about. But you guys doing this is really, really special. I know y'all had 26 teams in the first flight, 35 in the second. It's quite obvious that there's a great deal of support. I was talking with Bree earlier. She's bringing out egg rolls to the different people on the holes. I mean, it's a lot of work and a lot of effort, but it's certainly very, very appreciated. Excited that you guys were able to bring in some of these LSU players. Let's talk about the connection there with Gavin and the value that he brings to the company.
Gavin's been great. We were fortunate enough in between his baseball and his off season, like you said, he's able to come and work sales for us and make run with customers and everything else. But of course, his connection with the former players and current players has been a huge help. He's reached out to them, and hopefully this is going to be an annual thing, and we'll grow it more and more with more players constantly as we keep pushing forward each year with this tournament.
Well, Matt, Kyle, I can't thank you enough for doing this. We look forward to some interviews with those LSU players, but thank y'all for putting this on, all the work and effort, and really making a difference in our community, making a difference to give back, and making sure we're keeping our kids safe now and in the future. Some of the people that are going to make a difference with this money, I'm so very excited that this money is going to the Blue Boot Foundation and also to the YMCA, and so very glad to have with us Angie Falgo. Angie, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about how important this event is and where the money goes and how many people we're really helping.
Actually, we can help lots of young children. What we end up doing with the funds is we continue to soak money into the program as well as give scholarships, because there's a lot of families around here that maybe they just can't pay all of what it costs to go through the program. So we scholarship lots of children.
Wow, and look, I know y'all help a volume of people. Can we talk a little bit about that number? You mentioned it earlier, the number of people that have been impacted by this program and by the donations that are given.
The Little Floaters and the Swim Float Swim program, we have put a little over 720 children through, and we just started our 3rd year in September.
720. It's just so very exciting. Tell me how enjoyable, and of course there's not a single cloud in the sky here. We're here at beautiful Ellendale Country Club. Tell me about how important this particular event is and how much fun people are having.
Well, I'm sure you've had videos of people around here, though we couldn't ask for better weather. Jesus has us.
Yep.
So, since we started this program and partnered with Blue Boot, we couldn't have asked for a better partner. Better people in elite workforce stepped up and decided they wanted to make a big difference also. So without them, we would not benefit from this.
Well, we appreciate it, Angie. Thanks you for all the hard work that y'all do. We appreciate everything y'all do at the Y. I got to tell you, I spent a lot of my time at the Y helping the young people years and years and years ago, and I'm so glad y'all are continuing that. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Also have with us Mr. Darby Bourgeois, very glad, with Blue Boot. And listen, you guys find a way to make a difference. This organization and the foundation, of course, the Riley John Foundation for Blue Boot, which is just so very cool. I don't know if everybody understands why Blue Boot. You want to tell them that?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Blue Boots started, my little boy was 6 days shy of his 2nd birthday. He used to always wear his blue boots with the orange bottom, so we had a group meeting at the house and how are we going to do this and how are we going to start our foundation. And so one of my good friends said, how about we do the Blue Boot Rodeo? And that was every morning he'd wake up and say, Mom, Dad, can I wear my blue boots? And so we started an organization and we put the Blue Boot name to it, and testimonies now still the Blue Boot has been saving lives, and it's through Riley John Bourgeois that we're saving lives, and we truly honor and blessed that you guys that out here to support us, and like you said, the elite workforce is coming out here today and giving their time and their efforts to put in and giving out life jackets, so we're saving lives, and I really appreciate you guys giving us the opportunity.
Well, Darby, we appreciate that from you. You guys have done something remarkable. Y'all have taken a difficult tragedy in your life and paid it forward to our community. It is such a blessing for people like you and your wife to be able to do this. And I love the fact that the people that rallied around you that helped you decide, you know what, let's do something. Let's do something in honor of Riley John Bourgeois and make a difference. And y'all are doing that. Let's talk about the impact that this particular tournament has and what it'll have on your organization.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And to piggyback off of that, as you said earlier, just to start back at our organization 7 years ago, we over $200,000 in saving lives in the swimming lessons. We gave over 5,000 life jackets away throughout our community in the Lafourche and Terrebonne Parish. And just here today, just seeing the people that's come and ask us, how could we get in swimming lessons and how can we save our aunts, our uncles, and this one, the older ones. That's what we need. Not just the children, everybody else that needs to know how to swim. Because unfortunately, people in the older age don't know how to swim as well.
Right.
So we just was asked, my wife and I, by someone, and how could I get into the swimmers? And unfortunately, Miss Angie's here at the YMCA. We could help you save your life.
And look, and we talked about the number of lives. We talked about the impact. Tell us what the difference is for people that know how to swim and how we save lives.
And that's a big part of our question and our daily questions. 88% of children learn how to swim, and swimming lessons saves lives by 88%. So remember, ask your kids, ask the ones that know how to swim, and gear them to us. We'll help you and provide you that swimming lessons. Swimming lessons do save lives.
And look, I got to tell you guys, it's all about partnerships. It's about Blue Boot and their foundation in honor of Riley John. It's about the YMCA and their dedication. But it's about our community and making a difference. Because quite frankly, if a child is in trouble, we also need to make sure that we have adults that can save them. And so it's really important that we teach everybody how to swim. It's important to get those life jackets out. This particular event helps with all of that. And it makes a difference. So thank y'all for making a difference in our community. Thank y'all for always changing things. And that will do it for this particular segment of Bayou Time Sports. But don't go anywhere. We got a whole lot more right here on HTV.
Stay tuned for more Bayou Time Sports, brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System, Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, and Barker Kia.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time Sports. I'm your host, Keith Whiteside, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us, however you may be joining us. We appreciate it. Right here in beautiful Ellendale Country Club, here for a very important reason. And I'm going to introduce somebody that everybody who knows sports or likes sports knows, Mr. Dylan Cruz. Dylan, thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Listen, Dylan, coming down to this kind of event, I know Gavin calls you guys and wants you to come down, but chip in for water safety is something that matters in our community. Tell me what it was why you wanted to come down and support this.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable event that they have going on here and tournament that they host. I didn't get a chance to come last year, so I had to make a chance and come here this year. But I mean, water prevention is everything, especially as for young kids. I think every kid should have an opportunity to learn how to swim, and who knows when they need it in their lives. It could really save your life. So I think it's huge for everybody.
You mentioned some really important points, Dylan, especially when it comes to people who have had a difficult time. Blue Boots and Riley and their foundation, and the reason they do that is because they lost a child who drowned, and they turned it into something really good. It's kind of like those people that work really, really hard and become the kind of player that you are. And so for people that don't know, national champion Dylan Cruz also playing with the Washington Nationals. And so tell us a little bit about your time at LSU.
Oh, it was probably the best 3 years of my life, honestly. I mean, I met some of the best people on this planet there at LSU. These guys would be my friends for the rest of my life. Had some amazing memories, and we capped it off with a national championship as well. So it was just an unbelievable 3 years that I will always never take for granted, and just happy that I made the decision to go.
I love it. For those of us that love LSU, we appreciate that. We also appreciate the fact that you made it into the majors, playing at the Washington Nationals. Tell us a little bit about that transition and what it was like.
Oh, man, it was great. I spent about a year in the minor leagues, moving up. I started rookie ball and got to go to AAA last year and made it up in the last month in 2024. But yeah, I mean, it's a different transition for sure. You're grinding every single day. In college we play maybe 4 times a week. In pro ball you play about every single day. So yeah. That's a little bit of a transition. So you got to really focus on your nutrition and your sleep, and just really managing your workload every day. So other than that, though, I had a blast. A lot of learning. The guys are the best of the best from where they've came from. So you just really got to limit your mistakes and just really prepare yourself every day and trust your routine. So I learned a lot, and I'm thankful for all the moments that I had.
Well, as a hitting machine at LSU, tell us what it's like to transition to those new bats.
Yeah, it's a little different. Obviously, we use metal bats in college, so we got to transition into wood bats. It takes a little bit of time to get used to, but once you figure it out, it's nothing different than what you're used to swinging at in college. So yeah, we found the right model and that works best for me. So yeah, we're sticking with it and trusting the process and routines.
Love it, love it. We are so very glad that you're here. Dylan, we thank you for what you've done in our community, what you've done in Baton Rouge and through LSU. Y'all gave back a great deal there. You coming here to give back here means a lot to us. So we appreciate it very, very much. We want you to come back every year. Is that cool?
Yes, sir, we'll do.
Very good. All right, guys, that's Dylan Cruz, former LSU player, current Washington National player, here supporting our community down here at Ellendale, working with elite workforce and making a difference here in Houma. And that'll do it for this edition of Bayou Time Sports, but don't go anywhere. Got a whole lot more right here on HTV.
Stay tuned for more Bayou Time Sports, brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System, Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, and Barker Kia.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time Sports. Again, your host Keith Whiteside, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we are so very glad to welcome back some of our LSU players that we're talking with today. So glad to have with us Braden Jordan and have with us soon Gavin Dugas. Really excited about talking with them and the impact that they make. And I got to tell you guys, the fact that they are national champion collegiate athletes, and the fact that they go off to play Major League Baseball at different levels, but the fact that they felt like and they're endeared to come back to this community to make a difference for something that matters is really, really exciting. It's Chip In for Safety Awareness, a really great cause that we're very, very excited about. All of the proceeds going towards the YMCA and some of their programs, going to Blue Boots, the John Riley Foundation. We're so very excited in this area to be able to have people that want to come back and give. And it makes a huge difference to us. And it's a beautiful day. You can see behind me how gorgeous it is. Even if you don't know golf, even if you're not one of those people that's very good at golf, that is a lot of people coming here to make donations, to raise money. And again, it wouldn't happen without Elite Workforce LLC making a difference in our community and organizing this. You can tell how beautiful it is out here, some of the shots that Jason has provided to us. But it's a gorgeous day. It's a wonderful event. We're raising money because it matters for the people in our community. And again, it's the people that give back. It's the people that find a way to come back that make a difference in our area. So very glad to have with us several LSU players, as we have Braden Jordan and we have Gavin Dugas, these former national champion LSU players who come back to give their time, and so very glad that they do that. Very glad to be here. Braden Jordan, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we appreciate it. Look, as a former LSU player and somebody who's making a difference everywhere, you choose to come down to this particular event. Tell us what it's like to come down and why.
Yeah, they hold a great tournament and a great event here for a great cause. I'm very thankful for Gavin inviting me out here. I came last year and it was an unbelievable event. I got to meet a lot of great people, and I'm just very blessed to be here and thankful.
Yeah. Well, listen, your time at LSU, I know we got a lot of people you got to play with. Some of them we'll talk to in a minute. What was it like, your experience at LSU, and how it prepared you for the pros?
Yeah, it's something that is pretty unexplainable. I met, so many people that I'll cherish for the rest of my life. I had so many great experiences. I'm just thankful for the people I've got to meet and the experiences I had at LSU. Growing up in Louisiana, it was my dream, and I'm just very lucky that I got to fulfill that. And there's nothing in the world that I couldn't be grateful for.
I love it. I love it. Braden's talking about growing up in the community, and it's so very nice to have one of our own, Gavin Dugas, in our community, from our area, goes to LSU, and we welcome in Gavin Dugas. Gavin, thanks for joining us, man. So, Gavin, we appreciate it. Look, we've been asking your buddies about playing ball and what it's been like. Tell us what it's like for you to support this, because I got to preface it by saying you are one of the most exceptional athletes to come and support your community. You've been doing it your whole time through LSU. You never stopped doing that, and here have continued to do that. Tell us what it's like to give back to the community. You certainly know what that's like.
It's awesome. Homa's a great community. They take care of their community very well, and they're really good at giving back and taking care of those who are in need. Yeah. So what we're doing today is pretty awesome, doing this golf tournament through Elite Workforce for the YMCA Little Swimmers and the Blue Boot Rodeo. Right. It's going to two great causes, and the Blue Boots are really near and dear to my family, and I know all my buddies that are here love them too. So everything is just a great event for everybody.
Well, I got to tell you, Gavin, you're right. Blue Boots has been a part of that. Tell me about your cleats. That's something that's really unique. Tell me about those cleats I made for you, especially, and now we got a pair of them here that we're going to auction off a little later.
Absolutely. No, it's a good deal that we started when I started playing in college, that they send them over, get them all spiffied up with the Blue Boot logo and everything, and we get to play in front of the world with them, put them on the stage and get them more attention. So that's the whole goal.
And listen, Gavin, it has made a difference. It certainly made a difference in our community. We know how important it is for that Raleigh John family and what they've done and what they've gone through. Mm-hmm. And you've brought so much more awareness to it, which is just really, really cool. When I'm interviewing an LSU player, I got to ask what it's like. Tell me about your experience playing at LSU with some of these guys like Dylan and Braden.
Oh, it's unbelievable, man. You meet these people and you see them as some of the greatest players in the world, and then become some of your greatest friends. So it's an honor to be able to hang out with them every day and then train with them and still spend today with them like this in these moments. So it's been fun. So it's a good ride so far.
Well, listen, we're very, very thankful not only to have you back, because we're excited that in the off season you get to hang out and work with Kyle and Matt and the Elite Workforce, and it's really cool. Tell us about that transition of working down here with them.
They're awesome about it. I mean, I come back in the off seasons and they're ready to have me back and get going and get back into the business of outdoor sales. And Kyle and all of them have been really good to me. I can't thank them enough. Kyle, Chuck, and all of them. So they're really good to me. They're like family now. And like I said, they take care of me ever since I got out of college. So
yeah, we appreciate that. And so I got to ask you the transition. Playing ball, winning a national championship, and now coming back to this area. How do you find it works for you balancing out playing ball and working?
I mean, it's a pretty even balance. Kyle is very good about my time and the time that he requires out of me. He's pretty open about it and he's up front, and we work together really well. And we have a good group of salesmen there that are really awesome and help me out whenever I'm gone. So it's a good, awesome relationship that we hold pretty strong.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, you're talking about people having each other's back. We are so very glad in this area that you have our back. You've always used your stardom, if you will. You're a celebrity. You've used it to make a difference for people in our community. We can't thank you enough. Braden, thank you for joining us. Thanks for hanging out as an LSU player and coming to this tournament. As always, Gavin, we appreciate you and what you do for the community. Thanks for doing it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this particular edition of Bayou Time Sports, but don't go anywhere. I got a whole lot more right here on HTV.
This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda and Barker Kia.